You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
Throwing down a challenge on Capitol Hill, how a committee hearing almost ended in a fistfight and who stepped in to stop it. But first, the rush to repair the 10. We're now getting a better idea of just how long it's going to take to reopen the freeway and what drivers will have to deal with until then. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. The next 3 to 5 weeks, that'll test the patience of drivers who need to get around downtown LA. That's how long it's expected to take to repair the burned section of the 10 freeway. Transportation officials continue to urge drivers to avoid downtown LA if possible. Now, if you need to pass through downtown, use the freeway detours and not surface streets, or use public transportation. We talked to drivers who say it hasn't been an easy adjustment.
Actually, it impacts me going to work because I always take it like really, really bad. It went from 35 minutes to 2 hours. It's bad. It's like, I hate traffic already, but this makes it 10 times worse.
Metro announced a new fare structure saying people taking it would not pay more than $5 a day. In preparation of the upcoming rain this week, Mayor Karen Bass has instructed more traffic officers to be posted at busy intersections to handle the increased number of cars. Skies are getting darker before the rain arrives. Let's check in with meteorologist Stephanie Olmo, who's timing it all out for you.
Hello, everyone. We are dealing with an unsettled weather pattern as we continue here late week and as we head into the weekend. So we do have the next round of wet weather set to impact us Friday and into Saturday. So as we continue here Thursday, we could see maybe a lingering shower out ahead of that main system out in the Pacific. But it's going to be as we head into Friday and Saturday. This is when we can expect some changes. Much of Friday should be pretty quiet. But as we head into late Friday and into the first part of the weekend with that storm system sliding in, I think we'll see a steady band of rain around Southern California, mainly in the overnight hours, lingering throughout the day on Saturday. And then as we continue late Saturday into Sunday, it looks like things will start to weaken, which is some good news. But again, we're dealing with 2 rounds of wet weather. That second one coming in Friday into Saturday. By the time it's all said and done, for Ventura County, we're talking about 1 to 2 inches of rain, a half of an inch to an inch and a half around the basin and inland areas like the valleys. And for the mountains, 1 to 2 inches will be likely by this weekend. Be safe out there. Back to you.
15 public schools in Tustin have been cleared to reopen, but the campuses closer to the historic hangar fire are still closed. So meantime, frustrations continue over the city's response to last Tuesday's disaster. Despite health officials saying the air quality is no longer at an unhealthy level, some residents remain skeptical. 300 contractors are cleaning up the hazardous debris as firefighters continue to let the fire burn itself out. Tustin's mayor is asking everyone to be patient.
I know there's still a lot of frustration out there. You folks that are watching and say, hey, I've got big debris that's been sitting on my front step for the last 6, 7, 8 days. We understand that we're coming. We will clean it up. But initially we cleaned the public right-of-ways, the sidewalks closest to the hangar.
The city has set up an online portal to report debris and other concerns. The Saugus Union School Board has delivered some disappointing news to students and parents. By a vote of 4 to 1, the board decided to close Santa Clarita Elementary School. The campus will shut down at the end of the school year. The board said the school does not comply with earthquake seismic codes and cannot be remodeled. Students will have to go to another elementary within the district. The LAPD says it's now investigating whether officers improperly handled the first reports about human remains that were later found in a dumpster in Encino. The investigation was launched following an NBC4I team report last week. Several day laborers told us they were offered $500 to haul away trash bags from our Tarzana home. But once the laborers say they realized those bags contained human remains, they went to a CHP office. Well, the CHP then directed them to the Topanga LAPD station. They say a desk officer there told them to go outside and call 911. LA Police Chief Michael Moore has ordered an internal affairs investigation.
What our expectation is that front desk services is that our community members who go there receive the appropriate service, and this investigation will determine and verify or affirm the facts as whatever they are.
Eventually, officers from another LAPD station met up with the day laborers and followed up. The man who hired them has been identified as Samuel Haskell. He is now charged with 3 counts of murder. 10 years ago, the murder of a Southern California father and grandfather made headlines. Joseph Gatto was killed inside his home on a quiet street just steps away from the Silver Lake Reservoir. NBC4's Robert Kovacic has been following this case for the past decade and has this update from the LAPD and the Gatto family.
This past Sunday, his family went to his grave. It's been 10 years. 10 years.
And nothing.
On November 12, 2013, 78-year-old Joseph Gatto was found dead from a single gunshot wound inside of his home. And a decade later, his son still does not know why.
I realize that an unsolved murder can very easily become an obsession. But that being said, I am my father's son, and I want to do justice by him, and I want to make sure that this crime is solved at some point.
A murder in Silver Lake, startling enough to make headlines. But when Mike Gatto raced to the scene,
I'm not gonna lie to you, it's really hard.
he was then a California state assemblyman with a bright political future.
So my initial thought was that it 100% had something to do with me or my politics. I mentioned that to the police on the first day that I met with them, and they kind of laughed. They said in no uncertain terms, they were very blunt about it. They said, if this was about you, they would have killed you.
But why would anyone want to take the life of Joseph Gatto, an Army veteran? The LAPD has dealt with a number of theories.
There was a car burglar who was running away from a police helicopter, and he darted in my father's house right at the right time. Or it's something way more than that.
Dateline Digital, sharing this on the internet months ago, was Joseph Gatto, a jewelry designer, shot during a robbery. But what concerns Mike Gatto the most?
The police tell us that they think this person might have been somebody who lives in this community. And if that's true, this person is still walking among us. And that is truly frightening.
The cover of a book Mike has just finished reveals his father's murder took him to dark places, and for now has pushed him to put his career in politics on pause.
If there is a 1% chance that my family is in danger, then I don't want to be in that profession right now. All the more reason why I want this crime to be solved.
Hard Rock Hotel is coming to Long Beach. This is the city's first new hotel construction project in more than 30 years. The 31-story hotel will be built at the corner of Ocean Boulevard and Pine Avenue, just steps away from the convention center. Mayor Rex Richardson called this project a huge economic investment for the downtown area. There are also plans to incorporate the historic Juergens Tunnel under the property and turn it into a speakeasy. Officials are aiming to break ground next summer with the goal of having it open in time for the 2028 Summer Olympics in LA. Looking forward to that. Well, it looks like we may avoid a government shutdown for now. The House passed a stopgap spending bill, and Senate leaders indicated they expect it to pass with bipartisan support. It will temporarily fund the government, but only for a few months. But if all this goes through, there will likely be another spending shutdown in the middle of January. Meanwhile, a fistfight nearly broke out during a Senate committee hearing. It happened while Senator Mullen of Oklahoma was questioning the president of the Teamsters Union. Take a listen.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be 2 consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
No, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
You heard Committee Chairman Senator Bernie Sanders. At the end of that attempt to stop them, but it continued within several minutes of name calling, and the two appeared to conclude the exchange by agreeing to have coffee together. NASA is giving everyone a heads up about an object flying through space, but it's not an asteroid or a satellite. It's actually a bright white tool bag. Yeah, so look closely at this video. Astronauts say they were completing a routine spacewalk on the International Space Station earlier this month when their tool bag became untethered and just drifted away. So that $100,000 tool bag is now floating through space. Scientists predict it'll stay in orbit for a few months before eventually disintegrating. But since the bag is white and reflective, they say you might actually be able to spot it with binoculars or a telescope. We'll see. we'll be looking for it. Organizers of the LA County Fair have revealed its first details about their 2024 event. So, next year's theme is Stars, Stripes, and Fun. The 16-day fair will begin on May 3rd at the Fairplex in Pomona. Performers for the concert series will be announced next month, and organizers say next year's fair will include the return of the Big Red Barn and its agricultural programming, as well as all of its usual creative fair food. Yes, I'm here for the food. All right, for the second year in a row, a record number of Southern Californians are expected to travel for the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. It's right around the corner. The Auto Club estimates more than 4.5 million Southern Californians will travel next week. That's up 3% when you compare the numbers to last year. The majority of people are expected to drive, with the busiest days being the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, don't forget. And a reminder that if you do travel next week, plan for heavier traffic into and out of the downtown LA area because of the closure of the 10 freeway. You're going to have to add extra time onto your drive. Well, speaking of the holidays, a local tribe is getting ready for Thanksgiving, one of the biggest turkey giveaways in Southern California. The Morongo Band of Mission Indians is making sure everyone eats. Dozens of volunteers boxed up thousands of frozen turkeys at the Morongo Indian Reservation Community Center, and those turkeys will eventually end up at 115 churches, charities, and nonprofit groups. Tribal leaders have been giving away turkeys for 37 years.
It's a blessing to know that you're helping someone that really needs it.
A lot of people are really having hard times right now. So this is going to work for a lot of people, single mothers and people that are just struggling out there. So we just love doing it.
The 15,000 turkeys will help provide nearly 300,000 Thanksgiving dinners this year. And I just love this story. They are keeping the spirit of giving and community support alive. Great to see. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. All right, I'll see you next time on The Rundown.